Okay, this is your man, Baron Yam, here in the dog food capital of the world. Got a message here for you today. So we got MGTOW. MGTOW was supposed to be about the progression of a man. It's about getting his mind and his body ready for what's to come, be it positive or negative. Most of the tragic stories of humanity have been because a certain man doesn't know how to play his cards right. MGTOW was never about conspiracy theories or chemtrails or moving away from liberal cities or any of this politicking type stuff. It was never about smoking weed or shaming Hollywood or musicians or liberals or leftists for anything. It was never about not getting married. It was never about not being in a relationship. It was never about not cohabitating. It was never about not having children or or abandoning your responsibilities. It was just about the journey of a man, his progression in life from the point that he found MGTOW. And it's framing his life, or the listener, helping the listener accept the way that things are. It wasn't about getting them to. It really wasn't even getting them to question things. Like I said, from this radical conspiratory elements that we have now. Because I heard something that made me feel very disappointed, because a person was mentioning all of this stuff about female nature and governments and politics and the powers that be and economics and things like that, and they were attaching it. Hold on, gents. So what I heard really got me thinking about, is it really about conspiracies? Is it really about any of that? And I think it's just a person has a personal theory about the way things are, why they are the way that they are, and whether or not they have an online group to associate with. I guess because they're men, they just consider all of that information that they're preaching to be under the guise of MGTOW, when really it's just their personal theory about what happens. And at the end of the day, they should be allowed to be wrong, because MGTOW is right. MGTOW is MGTOW is, when not boiled down or reduced or anything, it's a man deciding that a certain way, or it's a man deciding to take a look at his life, basically, and just understand what the path that he's on. There's no specific thing. When you say tell somebody to go MGTOW, there's not a certain set of steps. It's not a prescriptive thing. Like you can't say do this, and that, and then you'll be MGTOW, because that's definitely not how it works, really. Because it's none of that stuff. You have to pretty much bring context into that stuff, because just because somebody does that, just because somebody, let's just use an example, like isolate themselves from any move away from a liberal city, calling themselves MGTOW now, and preaching about conspiracy theories and things like that, and liberals, it doesn't make you MGTOW. It screws it up for everybody who understood it as a simple, part of the red pill, which, like, you can't even really be red pill and care about any of this stuff, because this conspiracy theories, personal political views, personal hatred for other people. And before anyone talks, I don't want anyone to say, like, oh, we don't hate liberals. Yes, you freaking do. We don't hate women. Judging by the way that you guys have been talking this whole entire time, I don't know what to tell you. I can't disagree with you or agree, but I don't know what to tell you. So, other than that, you can't call this stuff red pill. You can't call it black pill. You can't call it MGTOW. And quite frankly, you can't even call it blue pill, because a lot of blue pill people that I know, very successful, very they notice the progression in their life. They're taking regular and consistent and measured risks in life, and they're not pushing their happiness into the future because of some conspiracy or because of some some experience that they're repressing, because they're afraid of what other people in the group of people they socialize with are going to think. So far, that's what I basically have seen, is just a bunch of individuals bringing their personal theories and their personal buffet, or their personal selection, their personal repertoire, or just whatever, or they everything that they claim is MGTOW is just part of their preferences, like liberal or Republican, or straight, gay, or like people turning their hobbies into somehow being related to going their own way. I mean, it's just it's the whole of your lifestyle. It's not like one thing or one way that you perceive a certain, like, movie or something is MGTOW. And yeah, this just to sum it up, the MGTOW isn't a prescriptive thing. It's not something you can tell a person to do this, and that, and they'll become MGTOW. It's not about conspiracy theories. It's not about politics. It's really not even about warning other men what to do and what not to do, because men aren't really going to listen one way or the other. Neither are women. I mean, when women are younger, it's easier to tell them what to do, because they get hard, especially women in America, they get harder to deal with as time goes on. but then as a man, you kind of hope, if you're striving to be successful and productive in your early age, things will get gradually more. You'll gradually obtain more and more skills that'll help you, and you'll also have, I guess, more confidence in what you have done because you've been doing it for a much longer time. So, in terms of how we criticize people who are not MGTOW, or criticize people that go against our own personal belief system and prescribe MGTOW as an end all, as a solve all to anybody's political, religious, or sexual desires. Um, it's not the way. It definitely isn't. There needs to be a new something new that fuels men in the modern day, and I don't think that MGTOW has the answers for that, but it's a pattern of thinking that will then put you into a place where, hopefully, if that opportunity presents itself, you will find it. So, hope you enjoyed the video. This is Baron Yam. Like, comment, subscribe, and share. And I digress now. Peace.